Hi, Rocco. Oh, yeah, I guess we're here. We are at the Integrated Interventions Hobby Farm, and today is a special day because we're going to plant bees. I have a lot of experience in terms of seeing bees planted. I grew up in an agricultural community, in the orchard community, and I've seen a lot of bees brought in, but normally they're just brought in and then they're left there. But this is a different story, and I'm excited to learn from Tarin. So Tarin joins us today.
Hi.
Hi. Can you walk us through this process? I'm not familiar. So there's a couple of boxes. These have bees in them.
Yep, these have bees in them. These are called nukes, and so there's a couple frames that there's bees on. And then once we take the nukes out to the hives that we have, then we'll transfer the frames into the new hive, and then we'll feed them.
So how does this work?
Well, it depends. I would put your arms in first, and then as you're putting your other arm in, you put your head on.
Ready.
So
Whoever thought the bee suit would be so much work? Alright, so we are here getting ready to take these bees and transplant them into this box.
Correct.
So what happens once they're transplanted into this box?
Basically, that they do their work of the bees. This does become their new home, their new colony, and then they start, building out the honeycombs and.
Yeah. How long does it take for this process, like building out the honeycombs? Like, how long does it take for them to get to work?
Box, right?
Adding a new box.
So you add another box on top of this, and once they've built this out, and then that box is actually their honey store for the winter, and then you add one more box on top of that, and that would be your honey store that you actually process and harvest for that year.
How much honey do you think you'll be able to yield?
Hopefully 10 pounds or something or more.
Wow.
So right now I'm just going to take out some of these frames because there's 5 frames in the box that I'm going to have to transfer over. And then I stole some frames that already have some nectar and build out on them so that their job's just a little bit easier. Warm yet?
Okay, you hear that buzz. Now I'm wearing a suit, and that's important for safety purposes. And you're wearing gloves.
I am.
What could happen if we weren't wearing these things?
Well, even right now they're swarming a little bit, and so they can just get on you and just sting you, but in reality bees want to be more docile than you think, than aggressive.
Yeah. And these guys aren't like yellow jackets. They're not looking to cause harm.
Nope, and they know that once they sting, they're done. So they only get the one sting as opposed to a wasp that can sting several times.
A lot of buzzing around my head right now. Seems like it'd be really easy to potentially squish them with how close together they are.
It's so easy, and they're so small. Just my fingers going in there, I can squish them pretty easily. So we don't actually know where the queen is right now. It's just somewhere on one of these frames.
Really shows you how delicate these guys are.
It really does.
And how delicate and intricate the process is.
You have so many up your arm right now.
Wow, I guess I do. I never, this is all right. I kind of am glad I'm wearing the suit. As you can see, look at all these on my sleeve right now. You even have one on your shirt. But just remember, they're a docile creature.
So the one cool thing I know about bees is they decide when they're ready to make a new queen. So once that one queen is, ooh, hello buddy. So once that new queen or the old queen is decided that it isn't really productive anymore, isn't running the hive, the colony as it should be, then as a group they decide to start creating a new queen. And they do this by adding a certain, what is it called? Yes, the royal jelly. They add more royal jelly to the comb, and then during a certain time frame of the process of it becoming a bee, and if they add so much royal jelly, then it becomes a queen, which I think is fascinating. So any bee can technically become a queen with enough royal jelly added during a certain process of their development. So the cool thing too about bees, and you guys mentioned it was going to be Earth Day soon, is they're master pollinators. And so they run around and actually pollinate most of our fruits and vegetables.
Yes.
So I feel like we're helping out not just our hobby farm, but
surrounding areas as well.
Areas too.
Because we have a big garden that is just a hop skip away from where these boxes are. That's going to come in handy too, I would imagine.
Yeah, the more we have pollination, the more we can actually produce for not only off the people that are in our program, but we donate a lot of our foods and vegetables to local shelters and food banks. So the more pollination we have, the more we can actually donate. So now I'm putting the sugar water in here, and the bees just kind of go into this little hole and drink the sugar water.
They love this. Wow, so these 2 boxes are going to provide a lot of pollination opportunities and really help.
I mean, I think if I remember correctly, it's anywhere between like 3,000 and 7,000 bees per nuke. So if you think about how much work those are going to do, and then they create more and more bees as the boxes come up, like we talked about, added boxes. Not only they create honey and nectar, but they also create more bees. So it's going to be pretty cool.
I agree.
Off the cuff with Patrick Douglas.
As you can see, there are a lot of bees right now around us. They're inside the hive, they're also inside this box, and they're acclimating to their surroundings and are going to be a big part of the pollination process as spring rolls around. So as always, I'm Patrick Dundas. This has been a very special off-the-cuff Earth Day edition. Thank you again for joining us. Look forward to seeing you next time.